Hello everybody, beautiful souls of the world. I hope everyone's week is going well. It's like, what day is it right now? Day 80 of quarantine or something. But I'm not going to talk about that today. I'm actually going to talk about love and heartbreak today, which I know I said weeks and weeks ago I was going to talk about that. But I kind of just like wake up and then like feel what I want to talk about that day. So yeah, today is the day. I got my rose quartz on and my balance yin yang on. So hi guys, how's everybody doing? Everybody's stuck in home quarantine. So hopefully I can bring the entertainment. Look at this crazy hair. Yeah, ask me about how I get my hair, by the way. Okay, so let's get into it. Love and heartbreak. Wow, there's a lot to talk about. I'm gonna try to keep it really short. But basically this is something that like everybody experiences, obviously. Love is the most beautiful feeling in the entire world. It's the only force on this planet that really exists, and it's the strongest, is love. So, you know, most of the world, I don't really know. I want to say 90%, but that's probably, I don't know, it's probably wrong. I feel like we don't have self-love. So we don't know how to be alone, and we don't know how to love ourselves. So add those two together and it's just a combination. It's a recipe for disaster. This comes from someone that didn't develop self-love up until pretty recently. I thought, you know, you always think, no, I love myself. I'm this, I'm that, I'm cool, I'm popular, I'm this. Oh, I look good. No, your love is proven really by your actions, and how you treat people is how you really feel about yourself. So the problem is people are just getting in relationships or jumping from person to person because we don't know how to be alone. We weren't really taught how to love ourselves. We kind of model what we see growing up. So, and that kind of gets stuck in our subconscious. And that's basically what we think love is like, our experiences. But we aren't our experiences, we aren't our thoughts. That's our ego. So we are separate from the ego, which we don't think we are. So, you know, the world right now needs a lot of love and a lot of self-love. People right now are freaking out because most people really don't know how to be home and be alone, which again, they're using these escape tactics, but I talked about that in another video, I'll make another video about that. But basically, love is something that everybody wants. We want to feel loved. We want to know that somebody wants us. There's 8 billion people on this planet, and trust me, there's so many people waiting to love you, and your soulmate is out there, but you have to do the work first. And for the first time in my dating history, I'm single, and I'm loving it. And I'm actually single. We're not talking about going on dates and hooking up with people. No, I'm single. And this has not happened since, you know, I first started dating, whenever that was. I was a late bloomer. I don't think I got my first kiss till I was 15. So that was pretty weird back then. Everyone's like, oh my God, you're such a prude. I didn't get cute till like later in high school. And I was always really shy. So anyway, you know, I grew up, unfortunately, my parents, and this is nothing bad about them. I have love for my mom and dad, even though my father's not in my life. I love him from a distance. But I didn't grow up, I was watching a relationship that was pretty tumultuous. And that's nothing against, my mother is a beautiful, amazing person, but a lot of people, their parents are divorced, or they watch their father or mother abuse each other, whether it's mentally, emotional, physical, whatever it may be. We grow up and we model these behaviors because we think that's what love is supposed to be like. And that really is the reality. These traumas, these pains get stuck, and then we just model them. And I know that happened for me. So, you know, my parents got divorced when I was 7. They got back together. They remarried each other when I was 11, and then they got divorced again at 17. It's pretty weird. Like, I don't really know too many people that that's happened to. So seeing that, you know, we kind of go for partners that model that. And you know, I didn't have a serious boyfriend until I got to college. And the first person that I fell in love with broke my heart. And it was really hard, and it was horrible. I never wanted to feel that pain again. It took me a long time to get over it. And it changed me as a person for the better. Now, obviously I see that, but it was really hard. I thought I was going to marry this person. I thought I was going to end up with this person. I was so good to him. And it turns out he was cheating on me. He had a girlfriend half the time. He was living a double life. It's insane. And that sticks with you. Something like that, it's kind of crazy how it sticks with you. And then it molds you. Wow, this is what love looks like. This is how it's supposed to be like. And unfortunately, that's not true. And it sucks because we all are dealing with our pain, and we turn inwards, and then we kind of start hurting ourselves and hurting others. So I kind of got lost after that. I was super young. I was very naive. I started going out and partying and doing things and sleeping around, and I didn't ever want to feel that pain again. I thought that I was supposed to end up with this person. And I realized for the past 10 years, I pretty much, besides a few, and I'm not saying all of my exes were bad, but I've really gone for the same type of guy every single relationship. And it's 10 years of that. And I'm like, wow. And it's kind of like the universe saying, did you learn the lesson yet? And let me tell you, with the last one, I learned the lesson. I really did. When you don't want to feel that way anymore, you will learn the lesson. And you'll realize it is you. It's about you doing the work. And we really attract what we are. We attract every relationship into our lives. I know that's really hard to hear. And again, people are like, well, I didn't want to get raped, and I didn't want to get cheated on, and I didn't want to get beat, and I didn't want to get mentally abused, or whatever it is that you've gone through. I'm not saying everyone has gone through this. A lot of people are in very beautiful, happy relationships, and it works for them. But if you have gone through heartbreak at one point, which I'm sure we all have in some sort of relationship where someone cheated, or someone was doing something, or you just didn't like how you felt. But the reality is, you needed that at that point in your life to help yourself grow, to learn about yourself. We can have multiple soulmates in our lifetimes. And soulmates are actually there to really teach you about yourself. And I look back and I there's those couple guys that I just could never get over, and they'd always suck me right back in with words. They'd always pull me back. And those were all soulmates. They were there to teach me a lesson, to help me grow, to show me what I do and don't want in a relationship. But we attract that in our lives because those are things inside of us that are not healed. You have to see it like that. When you pour that love back into yourself, you start attracting the right people and things. You start attracting people that love themselves. And, I've had the opportunity now to go on dates and do things, and I really just don't want to because I'm still working and growing and loving myself. And it's so important, especially right now for people that are maybe quarantined alone or that are lonely and, well, I wish I had a girlfriend or boyfriend, and I wish I had a husband. You don't need anybody but you. It starts with you. If you think jumping from person to person or relationship to relationship is going to make you feel better, you're wrong. You have to do the work, and you have to love yourself and go within, which is so important right now. I think I've seen a lot of people breaking up over the past couple months, maybe year, a lot of big, long relationships. But the thing is, it doesn't matter how long you've been with someone, it's about the energy. So I've dated guys for 2 years, I've dated guys for 2 months, and felt the same sort of feeling inside. So it really has nothing to do with that. But so many people are waking up and realizing that they're in unhappy relationships because the relationship that you have to be in with first is yourself. It starts with you. And most people don't want to do that because being alone is scary. Being alone is hard, being in your own mind. So it's easier just to jump from relationship to relationship or go on dates after date after date. But when you do that, you're really you're not loving yourself. That's not self-love. It's hurting someone else, and it's hurting you. We've all been the person to lead somebody on, or to kind of just play with their emotions or stay because it's safe. But you're not only hurting them, but you're hurting yourself. You're not honoring yourself when you do that. You're not honoring yourself when you sleep around. You're not honoring yourself when you cheat and do things. And sometimes it takes you being cheated on and hurt and abused to wake up and see. Or other times it doesn't. It just kind of, oh, well, because I got cheated on, now I'm going to do the cheating. Which, again, we've all been there. I've done that too. I've kind of was like, fuck it, fuck love. Like, I don't care. I'm just going to go around, sleep around. I don't care. Mess up relationships, because I was in so much pain. I didn't understand why this was happening to me. Why? I'm such a good girlfriend. I do everything right. I don't get it. And then again, you come to a point where you realize, I attracted this in my life at that time because I wasn't loving myself. I wasn't honoring myself. I wasn't honoring my body. I saw the red flags in the beginning and I stayed. We fear that there's nobody out there. We fear that no one else is gonna love us. No one else is gonna treat us right. Again, there's 8 billion people on this planet. Don't stay in unhealthy relationships. Don't stay if you're crying every other day, you're worried, you have to check their phone, their social media, what they're doing. You are abandoning yourself when you do that. And I did that for so long. I look at my relationships and I really they say needy is creepy, and I would, well, I need you in my life. I need you and I want you. And I feel like I was smothering certain guys, and I'm like, wow, I can't even believe I was like that. But it's just crazy that you have to really sit down and realize there is someone out there. There is a soulmate out there. You just have to do the work first. I have so many friends that are going through breakups of years, or they break up, they get back together, they break up, they get back together. And I'm not saying it can't work and people don't change, but people don't change overnight. You need time alone to heal, to learn about yourself, to learn what you like and what you don't like. And sometimes you realize, wow, I really was blind in that relationship. I don't like anything about that person. I didn't like anything about myself. Or sometimes the universe will bring those people back together if they're meant to be together. That's the reality, and they always say we have 3 loves in our life, your first love, and then you have the one that you think is your soulmate, and it's not. And sometimes it could be a bunch of different people, and it's those repeating patterns, which for me, I know it was. It's I dated the same type of guy, DJs, drug addicts, just cheating, just terrible. Not all of them, but most of them terrible. Narcissists, sociopaths. They tell you anything that you want to hear, and you're like, yeah. But you have to believe actions. The words and the actions have to match up. If you're sitting there and you're worried about what they're doing something wrong, it's because they are. They say that when it comes from the devil, it will come with confusion, uncertainty, sadness, pain, whatever other emotion on that low vibrational scale. When it comes from God, when your soulmate comes from God, your mind, your heart, your body, your soul will be calm. You'll know that person. You'll never have to beg for them to stay. You'll never have to beg for their attention. You'll never have to compete with other girls or guys or whoever for their love. The love will just be given to you so freely because you're being your authentic, real self. So that's what you'll attract. And that's what I'm working on now. And, I've said this to all of my friends. I said, the next person that I meet will probably be the person that I end up with. And I truly feel that because I have taken the time now to do the work, and I'm in such a good place in my life where I'm actually enjoying being single, and being not alone, but alone, I guess. I'm not lonely. I like being alone. I like my alone time. But people just have so many girlfriends and guy friends, and they get out of a relationship. Even I know girls that get out of a 3-year relationship, boom, a month later, they're married or have kids, and that's fine. And sometimes it works. Sometimes that's their soulmate, and it just happens just like that. But most of the time, they don't want to take the time to do the work because it's not fun. It's a lot of crying and pain, and you kind of relive those traumatic experiences in your life, and you blame yourself, which again, you kind of do have to blame yourself and take blame for attracting that in your life. And you sit down and you're like, okay, why did I attract this in my life? What did I need to work on? What did I need to heal? What inner shadow work and childhood trauma did I go through to attract that person in my life at that time? And when you start to openly express and talk about it, it's a lot easier, and it's okay. Maybe you were told when you were a kid you weren't good enough, or you're not lovable, or like you said, you got cheated on, or you got hit, and that's the type of person that you continually go for. And that's okay, but you have to break the cycle. And when you do break the cycle, it's beautiful. And at the other end is beauty and love waiting for you. And you know, the world, like as a whole, right, like I said, right now is waking up together. And there are a lot of people and a lot of relationships breaking apart, and people are working on themselves and working on what they love and what they don't love about themselves, and it's beautiful. And like I said, a lot of us have done things that we aren't proud of, and you know, I'm sure I know I've hurt people along my way too, and I've led guys on, and I've stayed with guys because I felt safe and I didn't want to get hurt again. And so, you know, we've all done it, and you can openly admit like, oh, I was a cheater, oh, I did this, I did that. And that's okay. You're learning and growing. That's the first step, is like admitting your faults and admitting your truth, that you want to be better. It's okay to tell them straight up, listen, I want to go work on myself. And go and do that. Don't just hop to the next person. Just go actually work on yourself. Go love yourself like you need to before you get into that relationship, before you just randomly sleep with people. So yeah, I mean, it's hard. It's a tricky game. Love is beautiful. Love is so complicated, yet so simple at the same time. If we were just open and honest from the get-go about what we're looking for, what we're not, what we've been through, I think it'd be so easy. But again, it's so much easier to wear a mask because people think they aren't lovable. They think their demons are too heavy, their baggage is too much. So they hide things, and then it comes out later and it's lies, and then it's just you start to be you lie so much sometimes that you believe your own lies, that you become this monster. I think deep down everyone is good, but on the surface sometimes people are really ugly. Like I said, I've had guys really abuse me mentally. Like, I've never been raped, thank God, and I fear for people out there that have been. It's a horrible thing, but have you ever been raped in your mind? Have you ever been told so many disgusting lies? Someone cries in your arms and tells you that they're your soulmate and they can't live without you, and then a week later they have a relationship, or you find out that all of that was bullshit. For me, I'm an empath. I'm such a deep soul. When I love hard. So heartbreak for me is horrible. Like crying, depression, like screaming, gotta get it out. I'm really good with not going to ex's pages or things, because I did that years ago. Don't ever do that. Don't do that, ladies and gentlemen. Don't go to your ex's page. You're gonna see something you don't like. But it's really hard, and I'm at the point now that I understand why I attracted all of those relationships and had to go through heartbreak to get to where I am now. Not only to heal myself, but to help others and share my story, that we really do all go through something like this. A lot of people, there's no good guys left. There's no good girls left. Trust me, there are so many good people out there. There's so many good people waiting to meet you. And you know, a lot of people are in happy, beautiful relationships, but a lot of times I see people that are married, people that stay, people that settle because they just don't, they're afraid to get back out there. They're afraid that no one's gonna love them. They're afraid. And it's like, why take that abuse? If you don't like how you feel waking up next to that person every day, why are you gonna stay? And love really is blind sometimes. Like sometimes, like me, I've been blinded by good sex, drugs, manipulation. I've been really blind by things because, again, I want to like believe that they're good, and deep down, oh my God, they're such a good person. Like I know they are. And sometimes it's the universe has to hit you in the face like really hard and show you like a really harsh lesson for you to be like, you know what? This isn't the person that I'm supposed to be with. Wish them well on their journey, hope that they heal and they find themselves, and hope that they treat the next person better, and hope that they treat themselves better. But know that there is someone waiting for you to treat you so right that you won't ever have to question it. You won't have to feel this heartbreak. You won't have to go back and forth with them. They won't play games. And again, those people that play games and do that, unfortunately, I've been studying narcissists and sociopaths, and it's like, whoa, mind blown. I'm just such an open, honest person. Like, I'm just When I'm with somebody, you have me, I'm yours. So like, of course I want that back in return. That's what we would think, like you get that back in return, and sometimes you just don't. And again, it's just that person has to do their own work. They're on their own journey. So you can't even be too upset with them. They come from a place where they're also not healed. We are mirrors. We attract people that are supposed to teach us lessons because those are things inside of us that aren't healed. That's it. It's simple. I grew up, I didn't know how to have good relationships. I grew up watching my father treat my mother a certain way. And like I said, the first person that I loved treated me horribly. And that's it. That's the same type of person I went for. I probably have turned down hundreds of awesome guys that were so ready to treat me like a queen. But I'm like, nope, gotta have the bad boy, gotta have the DJ, gotta have this guy, gotta have the good looking one. And like, I'm laughing about it now because it's like, finally I'm at a place where I'm like, all right, Melissa, have you learned this lesson yet? 10 years later. And I've learned it. I've definitely learned the lesson. When you really get to a point where you don't want to feel that way, you learn the lesson. And some people will never learn. Some people wake up and they'll just continue in this vicious cycle. And it is what it is. That's, wish them luck. And the people in their path, we all have to learn it for ourselves. You can tell someone, get out of that relationship, get out of there, run. You're not gonna listen to anyone because you just have to do it for yourself. You have to figure it out for yourself. And, you know, I try to give people advice too. And it's, we can give so much advice, but we can never take our own. And so many people have given me advice with past relationships. And I'm like, no, he's a really good guy. He's gonna change for me. And, you know, they never did. And some guys do that. Some girls do that. And girls are in this too. Girls are just as bad as guys, by the way. I just don't date girls. So I tend to say dating guys. Girls are just as bad. We're all bad. Well, we're all good deep down, but we're all bad. So, you know, girls do it too, where, you know, we lead people on, we screw them over. And yeah, you have to just do the work, man. You gotta do the work. You gotta do the work. And I see a lot of friends right now doing the work, and it's beautiful, and they're admitting their faults and their past, and they want to be better. And whether that takes therapy or talking to your friends or opening up and, you know, talking about all this stuff really freaking helps. So I promise you, the heartbreak that you've endured in your life, you gotta love yourself. Love yourself. You have to love you first. I feel like I almost just tipped back in my chair. That would have been really funny. So yeah, this is about love and heartbreak. The love of your life is out there. You have to just love yourself first. And I hope this helped. And I hope you pour all of that love back into yourself and work on the inner child, work on why you've attracted these sort of people in your life. So you can be better and show up better for yourself, and realize, you know, that jumping from relationship to relationship, going on date after date, sleeping with person after person, what is that doing for you? What is that doing for them? That's only hurting people. You're only hurting yourself. You're feeding your ego. You're feeding your demons. Just deal with it head on. And it's not pretty, but when you do, it's beautiful, and you'll attract the right people. And I've attracted the most loving, amazing people in my life because I'm on that vibration and frequency. So I really hope this helped you guys. I'll probably make a part 2 on this because there's probably a million things that I forgot to talk about, as per usual. But this is on love and heartbreak, and I really hope you all love yourself, especially during this time. We need so much love, and do the things that you love to do. Like, find out about yourself and what you do and don't like, and be the person that you'd want to attract. That's simple. So if you're gonna go out and party and do drugs and sleep around and not wear condoms and whatever, do whatever else, lie and hide text messages, guess what? That's the person that you're gonna attract, because that means that those are the places that you need to heal inside. That's what you need to heal, and that's okay. I'm not saying, again, we all do this stuff. You were taught a certain way, it got in your subconscious, and that's how you thought it's supposed to be. And we all want that natural, pure, unapologetic, unconditional love. So be that love that you want. And now, sending you guys lots of love and light. Love you guys. I hope you all stay safe during this quarantine.